Good afternoon and welcome to Ozarks Live. I'm Blake.
And I'm Cami.
All right, so we're just gonna jump straight into it today. Amazing Race, season 34, episode 2.
Because episode 3 airs tomorrow night. And we are geared and ready for that.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts on this episode?
Okay.
I have some thoughts, but I'd rather get yours first.
Okay, my first thought, is that Amazing Race has no business having an episode that's 90 minutes long, okay? That might be a hot take,
Yeah.
but here's the deal.
Yeah.
If we're gonna get 90 minutes, I wanna see 2 teams eliminated then, okay?
That and maybe some variation in the types of challenges they do.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was very long and
Yes.
very repetitive to me.
But I will say, I actually enjoy, so the episode kind of starts by the teams finding out that they're gonna have to travel from Munich, Germany, where they were, to I think it's Innsbruck, Austria, where they were going. Now, I looked it up the other day, and it's about a 2-hour drive in between the two. So I think it's interesting because it's funny because people can really get far behind and kind of ruin their place in the game because of this, which is funny because we saw this with the cheerleaders. They finished in 3rd on that first leg and they almost came in last.
Yeah.
And it was because they got to Austria so late because they messed up
They went
their
the wrong
navigation.
direction, right?
Yeah.
Which they're not allowed to use GPS on their
No,
phones. I
no.
assume. And they act like this was a big deal to not be able to use that, which the funny thing is when this show started back in 2001 or something,
Yeah.
GPS on our phones wasn't really a thing.
Well, an interesting take. So we won't say who yet, but I spoke with the eliminated team after the episode aired, right? And one of the people in the duo actually told me, which I never would have thought about this, that the maps are in other languages. So that would be tricky. Is not only are you reading a map, but you're reading it in a completely different language.
But I mean, north is still north. And
well, right, but if you're looking for certain I don't know, mile markers or towns or whatever. I don't know. Would you know what they are anyway?
That might be.
Yeah, I don't know. But some of the challenges they had to do on this episode, they had to yodel, which was actually hilarious to watch because they all struggled with it. There was 3 different yodels they had to do.
Why wouldn't you struggle with it? Would you be able to do that, Blake?
No, I don't think so.
I'm feeling like you and I would both struggle with that. And they had to do hand motions with it as well.
Yeah, and they were really strict on the hand motions too.
They are always strict on this show. They're very specific. And so it's if you are not good, if you're not very coordinated, you would struggle on this show.
Very much so, yeah. And we saw those people definitely fall behind in this. Now, after the yodeling, okay, first of all, look, this is clear. This is so Sound of Music, it's unreal,
hills
right?
Are alive in this
the hills are so alive, it blows my mind a little bit. But yeah, so the yodeling part was really funny. And like I said, I think it separated and it kind of, the people that really got it, I think it got them ahead. And we saw some different people move to the front of the pack.
The only thing that was not so rote about this episode is that people did kind of change places a little bit.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, and I kind of liked that because I think in Amazing Race, we tend to see the same people go up to the front and same people fall, behind.
Almost
and so it was kind of nice that this was, some were the same, but a lot of them I felt were kind of in different places than they were the first episode, which was interesting.
Absolutely.
Okay, but so then after the yodeling, they had an option. So they either had to learn I guess a traditional Austrian dance of sorts, or they had to do this handbell detour, okay? So this was the dancing, and I think these are actually the ballroom dancers, so this came pretty natural to them.
Helpful.
They did a great job. Also, who really killed this one was the cheerleaders. They were so behind, but this was they're in their wheelhouse.
Well, exactly.
So that's how they kind of saved themselves.
I think so.
But then the other one was this handbell one, which looked way harder, by the way, to me. What did you think about that handbell challenge?
I thought it was awful. And the team that got eliminated, didn't they try it over 30 times?
Yeah, I mean, it was their ultimate demise,
that
for
kind
sure.
of tells you something about how challenging it was.
Yeah, well, and there's such an intricacy to that type of, I don't know, instrument, I guess, and that type of music that I don't know what, that would be so hard for me, I think.
I agree.
Now, okay, so then we get to the pit stop, right? First of all, it's this beautiful palace. First, that's insane right there.
Beautiful.
That's probably one of the best parts about the show is seeing all these really cool places that they visit.
Yeah, love the architecture.
But we had Marcus and Michael win this leg, and they are the military brothers, right? I think that's what they are. So they did a great job, and they were someone that, kind of flew to the top of the plaque, which was nice to see. And then, unfortunately, the eliminated team was Team T-Rex, Rex and Tim.
Golf
like
buddies.
I said, yeah, and I did interview them, so we'll have that later in the show for you.
Yeah. Well, coming up, we check in with Tom out at the Resource Center.
Stay tuned for some helpful financial advice.